All right, yesterday we spoke a little bit on getting started with, just working out and just trying to find a routine for yourself, a foundation for you. And so today I'm gonna take Muchi here through, I think, 7 different movement patterns, the basic movement patterns. That's all called the foundational movement patterns, starting from the ground up. So there's gonna be a squat, even a lunge, and some type of posterior chain movement like a deadlift. I'm gonna take y'all through some of that and just a few pointers of why those movements are important and how they correlate and how they cross over to everyday life. All right, so the first movement that we have for you today is the squat. The reason why I like to start out with the squat because these are our wheels. I have a saying that you have to keep your wheels inflated because that's how you get around. All right, and without a solid foundation, you can't build a house on it. All right, or later the house will fall. So we got to make sure our foundation is set first. The squat is a bilateral movement. That means you're gonna be using both legs for it. There's not gonna be a split stance right now. I'll show you that in a couple steps a little bit later, but just for the basics right now, I'm going to show you the squat with Muchi, and then we're going to show you a regression and a progression of the squat. All right, so for starters with the squat, you want to have your feet about shoulder width apart, toes slightly angled out. Picture a clock on the ground. One toe's going to be pointed at 11 o'clock, one's going to be pointed at 1 o'clock. So as you go down into the squat, I'm going to demonstrate now, have you go through.
Okay.
No, you don't have to step out of the way.
Okay.
But you can be here. The first move in the squat is not knees. It's actually a slight hip hinge. So you're gonna push your butt back. The reason why you wanna do that, because now you're activating your glutes into the squat, okay? So a lot of people unconsciously sit down the wrong way. They kind of just drop into their couches and stuff, wondering why they're breaking chairs and everything like that. What you wanna do is set your butt back. So you're gonna push your butt back first, have your hamstrings and glutes, protect your knee as you go down, and then start to open up your knees as you go down to the squat. A good example of a squat is you can watch any type of kid, any baby, any child. They were never taught how to squat. They come out the womb knowing how to do these things already. So biomechanically speaking, everybody in the world, outside birth defects, stuff like that, can do a squat. It's just somehow along the way we lost that train of motion right here. So no matter what age you're at, you can try this out again. We're going to go through a couple progressions and regressions. Right now, Karen's going to go through the squat herself. So let's step out a little bit. This way?
This way.
Yeah. All right. And we're going to go through that same squat motion that we had. So I would say widen out the feet just a little bit more.
Okay.
All right. And the focus is having your knee travel out just past your second toe as you're going down into the squat. Okay. So you're going to set the hips back first, come down to the squat, and I'm going to help guide your knee out. You almost want to push your knees out as you go down to the squat. Right there, just about parallel. And back up. So everybody's range of motion is going to be a little bit different, and that's okay depending on your age and abilities and whether you have any pain or injury or anything like that. It's totally fine. All right, even if you go down into a quarter squat, this is a regression of the squat, just going down halfway. Going to do that again. Down and stop right there and back up. If that's all you have right now, that's fine. You can later on and work on your flexibility and work on your mobility to get down a little bit lower into the squat. Okay, so that's just the basic squat right there. Another regression is using a bench or a chair. So we're going to step back right here. All we're going to do with this, sit in front of it. And if you need some support from a partner, if you have somebody around that can help you go down, let's say you're a little bit older and you aren't able to go down on your own, you can use a pole, support from somebody else, or wrap a band like this around the pole. Come back, sit down, same motion. Hips back first, knees out. As soon as the butt touches, you can rock back if you need to. Stand back up, okay? But again, the focus is activating the glutes first, all right? So what you want to have you go through. I'm just going to have you do about 3 reps right here. All right, so remember the same feet shoulder width apart, toes slightly out, and the knee is going to travel over the toe still, butt back first. Now sink down until you feel the chair, back up.
Easy.
Yeah, because now the hamstrings are getting engaged and it's taking the stress off your knee as you go down. So we're going to do 2 more reps like that. Really driving those knees out, pushing out. There you go. Activating the glutes. Back up. 1 more. Keeping your core tight also. Smile for the camera. Perfect. Good. So that is the squat right there. A progression of the squat. You can use a weight. Kettlebell here. It doesn't have to be extremely heavy. You can just do higher repetitions. You can hold it, what I call the goblet squat position. Kind of upside down, palms facing in, handle away from the chest. Squeezing in here. Sink it down into the squat. And back up. That's if you wanted to add a little bit more load, a little bit more strength to your legs and build a little bit more muscle tone.